Hello viewers, welcome to Senior College Mathematics. In this series of teachings, we have College Trigonometry. Lesson 8, the sine rule. The sine rule. In any triangle ABC, the angles are usually denoted by the capital letters A, B, C, and so on. And the sides opposite these angles by small letters A, B, C, and so on respectively. Given any triangle ABC, acute and obtuse angled triangles, we have figure 1 and figure 2. In figure 1, the triangle has three angles denoted by capital letters A, B, and C, as I have just said. Now, the side opposite these angles are denoted by small letters. Precisely, the side facing angle A is denoted by small letter A. The side facing angle B by small letter B, and the side facing angle C is denoted by small letter C. Then we have the height. So the height is the perpendicular drawn from A to BC. So you have this as figure 2. You have the three angles and the respective sides. Now this is the height. In the second figure, this angle is obtuse. It is more than 90, and this angle is acute. We are going to use both figures to establish the sine rule. To prove A over sine A is equal to B over sine B and is equal to C over sine C. Construction. Considering the first figure, draw the perpendicular from A to BC. That is the height. Produce, if necessary, proof the procedures to be adopted. In figure 1, sine B is equal to H over C. Side H is the opposite, C is hypotenuse. Let's call that equation 1a. Also, in the same figure 1, sine C is equal to H over B, opposite over hypotenuse. Let's call that equation 2a. In figure 2, sine B is equal to H over C, that is opposite over hypotenuse. Let's call that equation 1b. Equation 1a and 1b are the same. Also in figure 2, sine 180 degrees minus C is equal to H over B. You should note that sine 180 degrees minus C is equal to sine C. That is using compound angles formulae. So we can replace this with sine C and we have it in this form. Let's call this one equation 2b. From equation 1, considering 1a and 1b, if you make the height to stand alone, you have this result. In equation 2, that is 2a and 2b, if you make the height to stand alone also, you have this result. Since the left hand side of both equations are the same, by implication the right hand sides are equal, so you have it in this form. If you transform this using reverse of cross multiplication, you have this expression. In other words, if you come here and cross multiply in this form, you have C times sine B. You have this result. Then you take it this way and you have B times sine C. You have it in this form. The first one is C times sine B. You have this result. The second side is B times sine C. You have this result. Similarly, by drawing a perpendicular from C to AB, if you take it from this perspective, you have A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. If you put all together, you have the sine rule as required. The sine formula or rule is used for solving 1. Triangles which are not right angled, and 2. In which either two angles and any side are given, or 3. Two sides and the angle opposite one of them are given. So we have these 3 conditions for you to use the sine rule to solve problems. Next, we shall consider some examples. Example 34. Calculate the marked sides and angles in the triangle below. If you check the triangle very well, 2 angles are marked. There is no side. So we look for angle S and Y. Now you are to use sine rule. To do that, you must note that you need to have one complete side. Complete side in the sense that you have the angle and the side facing the angle. Now, for us to get angle S, the side facing angle S must be given, and for us to get angle Y using sine rule, the side facing angle Y must be given. So the way it is now, the side facing angle Y is unknown. Therefore, you cannot use the sine rule to get angle Y. But you can get angle Y. You can get angle S using the sine rule. So you have 4 over sine S is equal to 6 over sine 66 degrees. You have it in this form. If you cross multiply, you have this result. To get angle S, you need to get sine S first. So you divide through by 6. You have it in this form. You check sine 66 degrees. You have this result. Multiplied by 4. You have this. Divide by 6. You have 0.609. To get S, you take the inverse of sine of both sides. So inverse of sine S, you have S, and the inverse of sine of this figure, and it is 37.5172. One of the given angles is to the nearest degree. If we express this to the nearest degree, you have 38 degrees. Like I said, you cannot get angle Y using sine rule because the side facing it is unknown. But you should know that in a triangle, if you add all the angles, the sum is equal to 180 degrees. You have it in this form and in this form. To get angle Y, you transfer 104 degrees to the right hand side. You have it in this form, and angle Y is 76 degrees. Example 35. Calculate the values of angles A and C of triangle ABC, where side B is equal to 14.35 cm, side A 7.82 cm, and angle B equal to 115.6 degrees. First, draw a sketch of the information. Now note, if you decide to draw the triangle like this, it is not correct, because in this form all the angles are acute, meanwhile angle B is obtuse. So the best form is to have it in this form, illustrating that angle B is obtuse. So you have side B and side A. We are to find angles A and C, that is this angle and this angle. From my explanation, you can only get angle A using sine rule, because the side facing it is given and you have this complete side. So A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. If you replace the known sides and angle, you have it in this form. If you cross multiply and make sine A the subject, you have it in this form. You share the value of this angle under sine, multiply by 7.82, divide by 14.35, you have 0.4914. If you take the inverse of sine of both sides, you have angle A equal to this, and that is 29.4326 degrees. If you approximate to the nearest 0.1 degrees, which also means 1 decimal place, you have 29.4 degrees. Since you cannot get angle C using sine rule, if you add all the angles in the triangle ABC, the sum is equal to 180 degrees. You have it in this form, and after addition of like terms in the left hand side, you have this result, and angle C becomes 180 degrees minus 145 degrees, and you have 35 degrees. Example 36. In triangle SYZ, angle Y is equal to 29.8 degrees, angle Z is equal to 51.4 degrees, side S is equal to 19.6 cm. Solve the triangle completely. Solution. Looking at the given information, you cannot use sine rule, because the given side, the angle facing it is not known, and since two angles are given, Y and Z, you can get angle S first by adding the three angles in the triangle, and you equate the sum to 180 degrees. You have it in this form, and you have this result. Therefore, angle S is equal to 180 degrees minus 81.2 degrees. You have it as 98.8 degrees. Now that angle S is known, we have a complete side, angle S and side S. You cannot get side Y writing the sine rule in terms of S and Y in this form. You replace side S, angle Y, you have it in this form. First, you cross multiply and divide both sides by sine 98.8 degrees. You have this result. After simplification, you have 9.8567. To one decimal place, y is approximately 9.9 centimeters. Similarly, to get side z, you have the sine rule in this form. Replace angle s, angle z with what they stand for. You have this result. Cross multiply and divide both sides by sine 98.8 degrees. You have it in this form. After simplification, z becomes 15.5002. To one decimal place, z is approximately equal to 15.5 centimeters. End of lesson 8. Thanks for watching and learning. Don't forget, watch out for more from the voice of Peter Kos. Lastly, if you are not safe, your life is in trouble, your life is in crisis. To avoid all of that, you have to give your life to the Lord Jesus Christ and confess him as your Lord and personal Savior every day of your life. If you are saved already, congratulations. Live righteously and be prepared, because on the last day, some will be taken and some will be left. Take care of yourself, stay out of trouble, study your books, do the needful at all times, flee every appearance of evil, don't defraud others to make money, find something good and genuine to do with your hands and your brain, and the Lord will bless you. Goodbye and stay tuned.